Next anime. Alya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. This show just doesn't stop being good, if I'm being completely honest. This show this show is just sitting there being fucking great. So I'm surprised it started us in going back to the student council office where Masha and Kuze just got done with the shopping. And the student council president at the time is sitting there being like, "You sure you don't want to join Kuze? Like, you'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to have you. It'd be really cool to be there and be around." And he says like he doesn't, he says that he doesn't want to and that he wasn't such a good president back then. And he says like, I know you were good. I know for a fact that you could be really helpful here." And we get a flashback of Yuki and Kuze talking at a podium. I have no idea what that entails. And I can't give it to you. But this show has me looking at every little thing just with nitpicky eyes. I have no idea what this means. Really, like in the grand scheme of things, I genuinely don't know what this means. All I hope, for the love of God, is that we finally find out soon what happened. What happened in that middle school situation, because we've seen so far them have a conversation from what I assume is before they go on the podium, and a girl who we don't know crying her goddamn eyes out. And I hope it's not a stupid reason of just like, oh, I hurt somebody, right? Like I don't want to hurt people, blah 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 blah. I want it to be deeper than that. I want it to be something like really that's something you could bite onto. But Kuze's denying all advancements to try to join the student council office. And so the president's like, okay, that's fine. If you don't want to, I understand. But if you can, just in case, please go check on Alya. She's currently dealing with a situation with the baseball team and the soccer team, a dispute that she's trying to mediate. If you could go and just make sure she's okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Just go check on her. That's all I ask. And so he does, right? And so what we see first is Alya trying to moderate between, the soccer team and the baseball team. And so the baseball team's like, hey, yo, we got a scrimmage and there's going to be scouts there and we already reserved this spot like a month ago. So you can't have this. We need this because this is going to help us, go into stuff. Like be scouted and hopefully get picked up by like universities and whatnot. And the soccer team's like, well, we just got into fucking regionals and we need the practice space and we're not trying to go to that bum ass Riverside Park. You guys can just go over there if you can. Because, we about to be champions. We're trying to be champions over here. And Alya's tried to calm everyone down, but nothing is working. She's getting overwhelmed. Now, I don't completely understand the point of bringing this up because, no, I do, actually. I'm stupid. No, I'm stupid, I know. So, she's kind of, I don't want to say having a panic attack, but she's definitely getting flustered and overwhelmed because none of the sides are listening to her. They're just trying to push their own agenda and ignoring the other person, all while ignoring the mediator. And Alya's kind of looking back and understanding, the decision she's made over the time of trying to be perfect has kind of led her to not being able to work well with others or not being able to really she doesn't have the people skills in order to mediate this properly. And so she's kind of drowning in the sea of the bullshit that's happening. And so in Russian, she's just trying to call out for help. And then the parallel we get is Kuze seeing that the mediation's happening. And he can hear it. He can be like, damn, that's fucking hectic. I don't want to deal with that shit. But as he's walking away, he can hear Alya in Russian say, help me, somebody help me, please. And he's just like, fuck, man, God damn it, man, fine, fuck it, fine. Okay, he's not that aggressive. I just change it. He's not that aggressive. It's way more like, all right. And he says it in Russian too. God, you know what? I never thought such a simple premise can be so complicated, but they do just such a good job with the way they do it. They do such a good job with it. It actually makes me so happy the way they do it, because it is like genuinely a really cool thing, where they use language to where some characters already know what's happening, some characters not. There's secrets being told back and forth. We know knowledge that some characters might not know. It's such a good way. It's such a good way of doing it. But Kuze decides to come in, and I found this very interesting as well. He doesn't come in just being like, "Oh yeah, I'll pass it by, maybe I can help," and he comes in being like, "Hello, I am the official student council officer for general affairs," basically acting on behalf of the student council president. And that boy shuts that shit down quick. And that's mostly also because he's like reading the room and shit, and like noticing the slight differences. Which the only thing I noticed was like the girls weren't saying anything, and I was like, what? I felt like who do the like girls work for in this situation? Is it the soccer team or the baseball team? And Kuze was just like, okay, here's how we're going to do it. Baseball team, you guys can go to Riverside. Soccer team, it works for you to do that. And it's like, wait, why do we have to, this kind of bullshit? And it's like, okay, well, you guys can send some help. And then the girl steps in being like, oh, well, some of the managers can go over and help the guys. Which, the guys, they quickly are just like, oh, we get the pretty girls helping us. We get the soccer team managers helping us. Hell yeah. And so, like, the soccer team's like, oh yeah, of course. And the girls want to help you if you quit. Which, Kuze is a social mind aspect. I forget what it was. It was something like, it was some social engineer. He's showing how much of a social engineer he was. Which I think he plays into his past. Maybe he was a bit manipulative. Maybe he picked up more from his mother than you think he has. Maybe him and Yuki are both very manipulative in that way because of how their family works. We don't know. But everything gets resolved, and they're leaving the office. And Alya is just like, thank you. I don't even know how you could do that. I just was not able to. It basically explains, like, the knowledge he knows of just like, oh, well, we saw the baseball coach wasn't saying anything. Why? Because there was drama that the baseball captain was dating one of the managers for the soccer team. And, well, he definitely didn't want to move, but he didn't want to say anything in order to ruffle feathers and, cause any more problems, which is why he kept his mouth shut. So I offered a thing where, hey, baseball team gets some help, soccer team gets the field. Captain's not going to say no to his girlfriend being able to work with him. So all the world ends well, literally defeating 3 birds with 1 stone, which is lit. We like compromises like that. And we find out that the president also set that all up. Being like, oh, maybe I threw to the officials to save her because, I want to show you how good of a student council member you could be. He is trying hard. Not as hard as like the trope would be, where like it's going above and beyond. I think what he did was smart. Everyone in the show is either very secretive or very smart, and I like that. I like that a lot, and I like the way the dynamics are working. The dynamics of the show is fucking gutted. But after a lot of pricking and prodding, Kuze finally joins. And so it's late at night, Alya and Kuze are walking home, and then Alya asks, like, well, if you join the student council, I assume that you're going to run with Yuki. You both ran in middle school. It only kind of makes sense you'd be helping, you'd be helping her since you guys already have that track record. And Alya's already ready to go back and revert to her, like, I got me mentality, like the I got me. And Kuze's like, no, I got you. Like, I get it. I want to help you though, and I want to see this through with you. So you should go ahead and take my hand. And so it all happens. It's a very cute scene. I forget what happens, but something happens that it gets reverted, and Alya slaps Kuze, and then Kuze takes her hand. Also, something that was goated when they're walking home and they're about to depart. Alya kisses him on the cheek. I was not expecting that. We are in episode 4, my dog. That is a mid-episode thing. That shit should not be happening until like episode 7 or 8. Something like that should not be happening at the latest episodes, at the earliest episode 6. That should not be happening in episode 4. The pacing for this show is fucking crazy. It is crazy. It is insane. I am surprised we got to that point. I'm sitting there baffled, kerfuffled. I'm just like, yeah, okay, I see you. Apparently, we're just going into the shit, I guess. God damn. But yeah, dude, this show is great. It's good. It's awesome. It's amazing. I fucking love it. The show is good. Alya, Sometimes I Don't Feel in Russian, is good. It's good. I like the episode. I like the episode a lot. I might be talking myself into giving it a higher rating. You know, they gave it an 8 out of 10 originally because not much happened. But now saying it out loud, I really liked it. I might give it a 9. Just right out of the way. Okay, we'll bump it up a little bit. A little bit. 8.5. 8.5. I can accept it 8.5. I think that's appropriate for what the show did and what the show was able to accomplish. So 8.5. Good show though. Good show. Good episode. Good fucking episode.